Okay, so we are here. Good old box of Khaladesh. We are masterpiece hunting. And maybe we'll get some good cards like Chandra, Torch of Defiance, or Eighth Flux Reservoir. Any of the Gearhawks would be nice. So, we'll see. Alright, let's get cracking. So this takes me back this was before all the glitz and glam, when you get like one foil rare per box, but you also can pull the masterpieces, which were the collector's, pieces in the set. And then War of the Spark happened, and that was pretty much it. That's a fun one to use in Jan Jansen deck. I think I'll put that in there. Okay, Fumigate. Spark of Creativity. Yeah, so it's been interesting, the 30th edition, 30th anniversary. Getting a lot of negative feedback, which is expected. But also getting people who are, pretty cool about it, and pretty humble too. This is actually a really powerful card. Like, really stupid powerful for 1 mana. That's probably going in the deck too. But yeah, it's just been interesting, I get why people are upset because they couldn't. Not everyone could gain access to it, which is understandable. But again, I've said this before. I'll probably say this again in this video. I think it's a great idea from Wizards. I think it was just very poorly implemented. Very poorly implemented. Because not a lot of people can gain access to opening alpha and beta cards, like at those price ranges. And I know revised is like $500, at least per pack. And I don't know, they just don't look as good with the white border. They look, I don't know, just bad. But yeah, not everyone gets that feeling, the experience of opening alpha and beta. So yeah, I understand where Wizards is coming from, but also they're in a tight corner. Like, they want to give everyone that experience of opening again. But yeah, they can't. Sorry, my cat's throwing me off. He's doing something. Yeah, so Wizards is in a tough place. So they originally released, when they released Collector's Edition, right? They sold it for $49. Probably made $40 per box, right? And now they're going for like $20,000. And it's like, well, why wouldn't they want to at least get a part of that? And I did see a video earlier. It made a really good point. They're like, Wizards wants to have their cake and eat it too. And that's exactly it. They wanted to release, something that they could make money on, and also something they thought that would please the fans. But they're in a tight corner because you know, the reserve list is as out there, and you know, you print too much of it, then you're going to piss those people off. And it's just it's tough, because I know opening it, like, the experience was fun, and I wish they'd included more. I think that's where they went wrong. They did not include enough value. Like 20 packs would have been 50 bucks a pack. That's probably going in the deck too. Probably been 50 bucks a pack, you know. Yeah, it would have sucked, but at least more people could have, you know, gotten some out of it. There's what, like 120 rares, something like that. So that at least would have given you a closer shot at getting a Power 9. Because right now it's Power 9 or bust, and it's, I mean, your odds aren't good. I know I got very lucky, but yeah, I mean, there should be that incentive to open it, and there's not right now, which sucks, because the whole thing should be about opening it and experiencing opening those cards again. Because yeah, like I was saying, not everyone had. I mean, I might never open alpha or beta again in my life. I did with my brother when I was young. He doesn't know what happened to his cards. Those are his, but yeah, so I mean, I'm not paying tens of thousands of dollars to open up Magic cards. I mean, I could, but I mean, I'd like to invest in other things. I don't have a lot of my portfolio, you know, invested in a card game. You know, good little amount, but not enough that's, you know, if something happens to Magic, it's not going to hurt me a lot. But yeah, not a lot of people have that, and I saw in some videos, I think it was MTG Moxman was creating his video about, you know, list of demands, and some people were like, in the comments were like, you need to, what he was saying, you know, they need to, I'm messing up the files, they need to add more to the reserve list, and people in the comments were saying, you know, they need to just reprint the reserve list. And it's just an interesting, you know, some people are against it, but it's just an interesting debate, because not a lot of people have access to those cards. You know, they don't want to pay hundreds of dollars to, you know, to buy those cards. And I understand there's people who are invested in it. Oh, we might have a Terror of the Fairgrounds. Nope. All right. But yeah, I understand people who are invested in it. You know, they want to protect that investment. But other people, you know, they want access to those cards and that experience. And it's just, it's a tough thing for Wizards to balance. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this was a great product idea for Magic 30th. It was just so poorly implemented. They just didn't give enough, you know, bang for your buck. But I do wonder if they printed more, if more people that own those reserve cards were going to be, you know, upset at them, like more upset than they already are. It's interesting. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's tough. And I also saw comments that people were saying that, you know, it's great that Wizards is reprinting all this stuff and giving them access to cards that they had, you know, cheap cards that they need in their decks. Because at the end of the day, it's a game. It's a game. You can call it an investment if you want, but at the end of the day, it has to be played. Like, it just has to. And it's one of the greatest games ever created. But yeah, it's a game that has to be played. And if I understand people are saying that, you know, you want the value of your cards to appreciate, but there are cards that have been limited in their reprints that have fallen in value just because people don't use them anymore. Like there's new cards that are printed that exceed what they, you know, their function. Like for instance, Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage was, I remember buying a Snapcaster Mage for a lot of money, and now it's like it's not worth much. You know, Wizards didn't do that. They reprinted it once. To my recollection, they reprinted it once, but that wasn't what did it. People just stopped using it. So the value just plummeted. That's not Wizards' fault. That's like these cards are, like what's the value of that card? I don't know. Probably not much. But maybe something happens where someone finds out how to use it and it becomes more valuable. It's just like anything. Like you determine what the value is. You know? And a lot of people were trying to get on me for buying the 30th edition, but it's like, hey, I had the money to pay for it. I'm going to decide what the value is. The value is my, you know, experience with the cards. But that, I mean, that goes for anything. It can change. But Magic is, I don't know, it's weird because it's not something that it's not like a house, right? And this goes into another discussion. Like a house will maintain its value for the most part, right? You can pass it on to other generations, or other people want to buy it. And for the most part, there we go, Chandra, baby. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, a house will maintain its value, right? It's a good investment. And it's just crazy to me that I see people, I have people in my comments on the Black Lotus video saying, you know, what is the wording? Oh, well, I'm just going to go buy proxies from here on out. Like, and in other videos, people were saying, well, anything I can do to hurt Wizards' bottom line. Okay, well, that's fine. So let's say you go out and buy proxies now, right? Everyone goes out and buys proxies. Right, so what does that do to the overall health of the game? Now, Wizards can't make money. Right, so what's the point in producing anything new? So they stop making it, right? So now, people stop playing it. New people aren't introduced to the game going forward. And what happens to those cards, right? The cards that all of us have, the cards that Rudy has, or like open boosters, or anyone that's, you know, heavily invested in the game. What happens to their, you know, their collection? You want to hold the line, but guess what? Everyone's going to be holding the bag, right? So if Magic doesn't endure, nobody's going to make out. Because these are, at the end of the day, these are just collectibles. And any of the, you know, the kids can do anything nowadays. There's so much to grab their attention. It doesn't have to be Magic. So if we're not doing things like reprinting a lot of stuff to get people, like the Jumpstart, you know, which is great for people who don't have decks. I'd love, you know, to get the Elf deck, the Crater Hoof Behemoth. Like, that's a lot of fun to pull off in Magic Arena. And it's great for, you know, for new players who don't have that, or don't want to invest a lot. But yeah, we got to think of those people too, because if you're not introducing new people, if you're not getting the younger generations in, then guess what? All this is going to become worthless. All of it. So you're worried about Wizards, you know, reprinting that stuff to hell and making it worthless, but then you make it worthless because you don't want to buy from them. And I've seen it. I've seen, you know, my parents' generations. They used to collect stuff that nobody gives a shit about now. Nobody cares about porcelain dolls and handmade stuff. Like, that was stuff that was really valuable to them. And there were people that would have paid in that generation thousands or tens of thousands. Who knows, you know, what, maybe hundreds of thousands. But that stuff, it's worthless now because nobody cares. Nobody wants it. It doesn't mean jack shit to them anymore, or to a new generation. And that can happen with Magic. So you think you're holding the line, well, have fun with that. Because you're not just hurting Wizards. Again, like I'm saying. So just think about that. And I'd love to hear your comments. And I'd love to have a discourse in the chat or in the comment section. And I'm definitely not opposed to having a debate. But if you're going to be an asshole about it, then, well, you know, you go screw yourself. Definitely not going to be wasting my time talking to you, you know, if you're going to be a douche. There we go. Not one of the best Gearhawks, but pretty nice nonetheless. It's just something to think about because, like I said, I did really enjoy opening the packs. I wish there was more of them. And I wish it wasn't a feeling of like, okay, well, if I don't hit in these 4, you know, I'm screwed. I wish there wasn't that feeling. But again, I'm not an owner of reserve lists, so it doesn't bother me a lot that they reprint it. But I understand why it's necessary and why the people who hold those cards are so protective of it. You know, I get it. But I would like the opportunity to open it and just have the feeling, even if it's not, even if it's a proxy. There we go. You control 3 more artifacts, you gain 1 life. Search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your library. Activate this ability, and you control 3 more artifacts. Yep, that's going in the Jan Jansen deck. If anyone's played with Jan Jansen, he's super fun, man. But let me know in the comments if there's anything I should be adding to that. I wish Paradox Engine was was viable in actual Commander, but it's just too easy to go infinite on it. Let's see, I don't remember what this does. Each player may take an additional land at the beginning of each player's upkeep. If that player has no cards in hand, that player draws 3 cards. Okay, well, interesting. But yeah, it's just an interesting dynamic between collecting and investing in Magic, because people want to get access to that too. And like, let's say someone new starting out, or they're, you know, wanting to build a deck, and then, ooh, there we go, Panharmonicon, nice, very nice. But yeah, let's say they build a deck, or they want to build a deck, but they are going against somebody who got the cards cheap. Well, now there's a competitive advantage there, right? It's essentially pay to win. Can you afford to win the game? Right? Is that really what we want to teach the new people coming in? Like, so it's a fine line that Wizards has to walk, and I get it. But treating this like it's going to be some, like it's the equivalent of a house, you know? Like a house will maintain wealth. People always need it. Always need shelter. People won't always need Magic the Gathering. Right? And they may not need that specific card that you think is so valuable, or is valuable at the time, you know, and it might be. But then boom, nobody's using it anymore, or something better comes along. Or it's just a little bit cheaper, or whatever the case may be. Like the value of that card can just instantly dissipate. You know? So, just goes with anything. The value of anything, like even the dollars you have in your pocket, like it's only really worth something because we think it is. Or Bitcoin, or anything, you know. I don't know why I'm putting these in the... It's a decent uncommon. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, you get pay 5, okay, energy counters. Deals 3 damage, ugh. Alright, last 2 packs. Not looking good. But hey, this was fun. But yeah, I'd love to hear you guys' comments. Pretty sure I have more said about it, but nope, Smuggler's Copter. Used to be a good card. Not sure if it is anymore. There we go. Alright, come on, last pack magic. Come on. Ooh, okay, I'll take it. And yeah, that's it. All right, nice last pull there. Not sure what's going on in the market anymore, but nevertheless a good one. All right, well, interested to hear what you guys think. But again, keep it simple or probably won't respond to you. But all right, well, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.